Good morning, Internet. This is vlog number 2. So in this, we'll be talking about the process of our social startup, GestureLabs, where we are trying to build a communication system for people with severe disabilities, nonverbal people with severe disabilities. The basic idea of the system is that currently there are these systems for nonverbal people that are basically a book that's been digitized. You point to pictures with your finger. If you can't use your finger, maybe you do it with your eyes, looking for where you go, or maybe you have a little dot on your head that shows where you want to go, and then you blow on a little thing when you want to select something. They're different systems, but all of these systems are based on the idea that someone's able to navigate this system, navigate these menus. And we're working on a system for people who can't use these systems. Some people with severe disabilities, it just doesn't work for them. And we're going to be using machine learning and a lot of other technology to try and learn how people communicate on their own. So often people who can't, who are nonverbal, they come up with other ways to send signals as to what they want or what they're thinking about. This can be combinations of facial expressions, gestures with their hands, sounds, maybe body postures. And we want to learn what these signals indicate and then be able to translate it in a way that someone who doesn't know them can understand it. So often with these people, like a sibling or a carer or a parent can understand them, hopefully a lot and maybe, or maybe only sometimes. But we want it to be able to take this knowledge and train the system so that the person can go anywhere in the world and everyone will be able to understand them just as well, or maybe even in best case scenario, better than a parent or carer, someone who knows them well. And but the system has to be trained for each individual because each person is different. Their disabilities, the way they think, changes the way they communicate, as opposed to a standard sign language where you can, just train the system to learn a standard sign language. Anyone can use it. But in our case, we have to come up with a way to train it for each individual, which brings up all kinds of interesting problems. First of all, around the kind of machine learning algorithms you can use, and also a human in the loop system. How do we integrate someone who might not know a lot about AI to help train this system to learn an individual? So this is what we're building. It's a social startup, open source, which means that once we've built it, anyone can download and use it. And it's the startup of my dreams. And like many startups, the great challenge is how we're going to get funding to build it. We've gotten some money from the Open University to get going. We've been funded part-time by the Open University for a couple years now, which sounds like a lot of time, but the funding's been very small. And unfortunately, because our funding has been so small, we've dedicated a lot of time to trying to get more money, which is a horrible waste of time. And here we are again. We've got to get more money. So I guess this is often the way it is with a startup, and it's often the way it is with a social startup. I've talked to VCs. This isn't interesting for venture capitalists. Venture capitalists want to know that they're going to get, they give you $1 and they get 40 in 6 months or in a year. And it's, at least they hope that it's going to be like that. And it's not clear that the system we're building is ever going to make anyone rich. It's probably not that someone's going to be able to pull a ton of cash out of it. I probably shouldn't say that. I should say, give us money and you'll get 40 back in return. Give us $1 million, you'll get 40 million. We'll be a unicorn for sure. But that's not really reality in a system like this, unfortunately. We kind of have to count on goodwill, and people want to make the world a better place, and looking at the people who most need help and trying to help them. All things which I think really matter to us as human beings. And maybe another vlog I'll talk about my background and how I got interested in this in first. But right now, I'm just going to give kind of a little roundup of where we are right now. So we're doing this crowdfunding campaign, Open Source Collective. I'll put a link down below. And right now we're asking people to donate. Please donate, even if it's $1, €1, just something to show support, to show that the world cares about what we're doing. It really matters. We've got to build community. We've got to get the world out. And even if you can only afford $1 or €1, it makes a huge difference to show to funders that people do care about this initiative and what we're doing. So running that campaign, for that, My mother and stepfather. My stepfather just retired from a government job working for the Veterans Administration in Washington, D.C. He just retired. He's going to be helping us, and they're going to be helping us with our campaign. So great, great to have you on board. And for that, they want an email or something they can send out to people to get them onto the fundraising site. So I've got to work on that and get that out for them today. And then I've got to start working on the system. But before I do that, I'll just give a little roundup of what's happened since the last one. We're working on this big Horizon bid. This is a large bid, 6 to 8 million over 4 years. It would be 10 different partners, academic institutions, an institution, a lot of disabilities research. We'd also be working with NGOs, an umbrella organization that works with care groups. We're hopeful we'll be bringing in a group from Malta that works with people with severe disabilities, another group in Italy that works with providing assistive technologies for people with disabilities. So we're building this whole network. This is due in just over a month, and we still have a lot to do. I've written the first rough draft, but we've got to knit this all together and get it out in a month. So once again, fundraising. And the reality of Horizon bids is they are very competitive. So no matter what we do, the chances are not great. But if we got it, 4 years of funding, great network, it would be incredible. I think if we got that by the end, we would really have something that could make a difference in people's lives. So please, 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 I hope that works out. Besides that, here in Germany, we're founding a nonprofit to support this, GestureLabs, which will be dedicated to providing assistive technologies to people with severe disabilities, focusing on the development of new technologies for people who don't have technologies that help them. There are great solutions out there, but they don't work for everyone. So we're working on these systems for the people who are left behind. Then I talked on Friday to Aktion Mensch. They have lottery money that they give away for programs, especially for helping young people with disabilities. So it'd be a great fit. I talked to them to try and get a sense of how likely it is to get funding from them. Is it like, because we've worked on bids where we've put a lot of work, lots of pages, and haven't gotten it. And that's the way it works. But you put a lot of hours in, and that's time that could be spent on developing the system. So this is a real challenge. Unfortunately, I couldn't get any information out of her. She was just asking me, "Do you have a nonprofit?" No. Well, we're working on the nonprofit. Oh, well, you need to do this to get a nonprofit. Yeah, I know what we have to do to get a nonprofit. We're working on it. Oh, well, you need this. So I got nowhere. I was just trying to find, like, okay, once we've got it, what are the chances we can get funding? And she's like, well, you have to form a nonprofit. So it was just a loop. I didn't get anywhere, but we got to form the nonprofit. That's clear. So luckily, we've got 2 organizations that are helping us to form this and to give us consulting. One is a huge multinational law firm, and they do a lot with startups and mergers and all kinds of stuff, but they do pro bono work. And they have offered to do pro bono work to help us set this up. So that's great, and hopefully we'll be starting on that this week. We also have another group that we're going to be meeting with soon to try and see if they can help us with some consulting on this. I don't have the name right now. I should have it, but social, I'll put it in the next one. I should have had that ready, but I don't. Then besides that, I got to get back to building the site. So I've been working on the back end the last couple months, designing the system, trying to figure out all the information that's got to go from this module to that module. With the first demonstrator, it really wasn't very well designed for modular development. A lot of it was smushed together. I had taken what the machine learning team had put together, and I built a Streamlit app, but it was really hard to troubleshoot. And now I've moved to like a real modular design where each module has one function, and this will allow us to really insulate these modules from the other ones, which will help with conflicting requirements and stuff like that. So super exciting. This will hopefully allow anyone in the whole world to donate modules to our system to build things. We're open source, so hopefully a lot of people get involved in this great project. So that's what's going on now. We're starting to build the new website now, GestureLabs.org. But I mentioned there's not much to see right now. I had to do some back end work, shifting away from Django to all fast API. So I had to reconfigure the server a bit, and that's running now, which is great. It went faster than I feared. It ended up just taking a few hours. I put into chat how much time is it going to take me to do this, and it said 6 weeks. And I went, oh my god! But it wasn't 6 weeks. It was like 3 or 4 hours of focused work, and it came together. So that was great. But it's just a real bare bones skeleton site right now. One of our people who's helping at the Open University has offered to help work on the site design. He wants it to look better because he wants to show people stuff, and that's great. He delivered a first idea prototype for it, not a prototype, but just a single image, and it looked really cool, but it wasn't quite the right fit. It was a little more crypto kind of hacker looking. He's a young guy, and we need something that's friendlier to both the funders and also to the kind of people who would be interested in using this project. Parents of people with children with disabilities, and people who work in assistive technology. And it was a little too it was a little too cyberpunk for those people. So hopefully, though, that site will be coming together in the near future. I'll put a link to it once it's a little bit better. And of course, the Open Collective fundraiser. We need your help. We need you, even if it's just $1 or €1, just to show community support. Of course, if you want to donate more, that'd be fantastic. But even if you can only do $1, €1, that would be awesome. We need to build our community. We have to show funders out there that there are people who care about this, that this matters. We have community engagement. And anyone, also put a link to the GitHub. Anyone who's interested in getting involved, I would love to hear from you. Just had a woman from Africa, young woman from Africa, email me through or connect with me through LinkedIn. She's been working on a module. Did I just talk about this? I forget. I had to re-record this thing. For some reason, it didn't save. I've re-recorded. I hope I'm not repeating myself. I must be getting old. She's been working on a module that detects emotion, and that could be really exciting. And we're building this design to accept lots of inputs with a lot of flexibility, so the user can decide what they want to be identifying, classifying with the system, this modular system. So a ton of work to do. I got to write this fundraising letter, and then I've got to start building modules, which is so exciting. So great. I hope you please get in touch. I'd love to hear from you. Contact information below, and of course the fundraising platform. And if you just want to get in touch, I'd love to hear from you. So be well, take care, until next time.